Let's get ready to rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. Yeah. Throw your hands up. Throw your hands up. Throw your hands up. Let's get ready to rumble. Yes. Let's get ready. All they see is black venoms in my silhouette.
But you already had your own initial, feeling towards Keith and the Church for the Dragons and all the stuff that was going on. So when that period of separation happened with you and Trina on this app, what in the world, one would say, would make you go to the Opps, aka the people that you have been wearing out for so long? One would say that might be the fakest shit that people on this app have ever seen, because if you're wearing somebody out for that long and you really don't like them, what would make you even in your mind titter-tatter over to their side? Was there a conversation between you and these individuals? Was there something that happened offline? Was there some type of aha moment? What was going on in that gray area? And what were you thinking before you even titter-tattering over there? And what made you even go to the church?
Well, I fussed for a while, but it didn't last like for no long time. And my fussing wasn't like I have earlier on when it first happened, I did say some horrible things that he and I have apologized to him for P4, and he and I have squashed all of that.
Has he apologized back? Because that's a prideful man.
He is a very prideful man, and he different, so he might not be like, I'm sorry, G, and all of that, and all mushy and crybaby, but he an action man too. So in more of his actions, I felt him. And I don't ever feel like we'll ever be there again where we were.
Okay. So tell us about the gray area, and tell us about, did someone reach out to you? How the hell do you go from, I'm not going to say hate, but, saying a lot of things and going back and forth to even ended up with these people? What was going on? What happened?
All right. So even though like we had that issue, P not somebody you could really just hate like that. Like I don't, like you're not gonna just be hating him. So what I did was turn like my bad feeling for him into like funny shit. Like I started a whole cam. I started messing with him like I'm watching you and all your hoes, shit like that. Okay. So there was a discussion one day in Trina Be Live where and again I hadn't spoken to P or anything, but he made a comment and he was like, it was something going on. It was the accusation of the R.
Right.
You correct. And
Where
he was
Keith was
like,
making the commentary about how females were certain things and they deserve or are asking to be raped, and he had to retract and refute his statement. That commentary. Go
that
ahead.
one, exactly.
The same one
And
that Trina B was making. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
correct. And he was like, y'all hate me so bad, like y'all hate me enough to like really kind of make this into something that it wasn't. And I just wanted him to know that day, like, I don't hate you. And I okay, so that was like our first conversation. Like I just wouldn't want him or anybody to feel like, because it was like a year had gone by and I ain't hate him. No, I didn't hate him no more. I probably hated him a year ago, but I didn't hate him. So that interaction happened, and then came a huge interaction. I mean, a huge accusation that they were saying that he really R-worded somebody.
Okay.
That he really had done something like that.
Okay.
Trina had all the evidence, the same text messages that the girls gave to the police, she sent to Trina as well. And Trina sent them to me. Yep.
Do you still have these messages?
Yeah, I got them.
Would you be able to Well, you know what? It's not about that right now. We'll talk. You can send me that later, and we'll look and investigate. Do you believe from those messages that Keith did do something to that female, or do you believe it was a clout storyline looking for attention?
I truly believe it was a clout storyline, and not just from the messages, from the way Trina was acting once I told him that I didn't think it was true. Uh,
Okay.
Trina became very, very angry and even threatening, like, you better not go out there and say that. You better not go live saying anything like that. And he even told me, he said, you're going to lose a lot of women supporters if you say it. And I said, but Trina, I ain't finna lie on the man if I don't feel like that it's the truth with the same evidence that this girl saying she sent the police.
So he
Why would
wanted
I?
you to lie and say that
Yeah,
Keith Jones raped that female and go live and not say that you don't believe that it was he wanted that from you.
yeah, yeah. That is what he wanted me to do, and I was like, I'm not doing that.
Okay. So you and Keith start to kind of reconnect, joke, and troll each other and get a feel for each other. What in your mind crosses to make you say, well, you know what, let me pick up a church badge? Is there a conversation? Is there an invitation? What exactly is going on?
It wasn't an invitation. It was just like, due to that incident, I just felt like I wanted to stand with him. I did. I got sons. I got a brother. Hell, I got a daddy. I wouldn't want somebody lying on them just because they hate them that much. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was some serious shit. And that's when I kind of woke up to just how like vindictive and weird people could be. Like, that was
Well,
really my.
well, let me ask you this. One would say, and we've had this conversation before, and I'll have it with you again. One would say, why change now but sit with someone who does all of those nasty, vindictive things for that long of a period of time? You know, one would say you switch over to, you know, you're with them now, but why, when you sit with someone who shows you who they are for such a long time, then is it because you guys had a disagreement, or is it because you just see that this is now blatantly the truth and this person is just doing something sick, and I knew they were doing a lot of sick shit, but I just can't do it with them anymore? What made you, what would make you say, after a long time of, you know, when someone's showing you who they are but being okay with them doing it, switching to someone else? And I have to ask you these questions because you were with him for a long time while he did a lot of the
Mhm.
nasty things that he did.
Um, honestly, I guess he never really put me in on a lie, if you will. If it was a lie or a storyline, I didn't know about it. But this time was different. He was like basically telling me, like, you gonna say this. You need to say
So
this. And
so
I'm like,
so so I have to be equal here. You never really changed until he tried to insert you into one of the things that he was doing.
I guess that's fair to say. It
That's
was
fair to
how he
say.
was.
That would be fair.
Yeah, that's fair
That
to
would be fair.
say.
And thank you for your honesty, because a lot of people
Hmm.
can't acknowledge and admit, okay, I was with the shits for a long time until the
Hmm.
bitch tried to turn it on me. So you're doing something that a lot of people on this app cannot do, which is owning it.
Yeah.
Owning that you were with someone who was doing a lot of nasty stuff, and then when they threw you in that nasty stuff, you were like, hold up, bitch, no more. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I as a broadcaster commend you for being open and honest and transparent about that, because a lot of these bitches do smoke and mirror, and that's probably one of the reasons why you're so successful now. So he tried to put you in it, that switch, you stuck, you went over it, and you started to go with the church. How do you feel it's been going so far, being in the church family?
It's been great. I
Do you
feel
have
like
any
it's.
hmm?
I feel like I'm just glad all of that's over anyway, because I used to be in P room all the time anyway. So now it's over, and I could be in there and it's all good. Ain't no beef, ain't no dumb shit, ain't no none of that.
Do you ever feel like, because we have seen and known Keith to be emotional, we've seen what happened with Jackie when she was in the church, and we saw She was sitting where you're sitting currently, comfortably. Keith was about to go to jail and was getting ready to transition Jackie over to taking over the church and being that. And Jackie made one comment and got crucified, and still to this day gets, whatever, and immediately everything's swept. Do you feel like at any moment with where you stand, if you are open and honest or disagree about an opinion, that Keith, in an emotional or dramatic stupor, could sweep the rug from under you as well and do the same that he did to Jackie?
But Robert, I got to disagree with you because they didn't really have a disagreement. Um, what Jackie did, she did it to herself, and she was actually in a higher seat than P have put anybody in. She
Mm-hmm.
really, really, fumbled. She really fucked up, and she know it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? She know it. And I think a lot of us do. What she did could have been avoided, just by being
absolutely.
honest, speaking up. If she didn't want to be bothered, if she didn't want him to come over, she could have just said that.
True.
And I'm
But
different from Jackie.
true. But I do want to revisit this question though.
Okay.
Even though she fucked up, Keith still did pull that rug, regardless of what happened. And do you feel like at any moment, or have you ever had that come across your mind, that okay, if I say something or I do something, he might do the same to me? Because you do have eyes on you, you do have a magnifying glass on you, and we've all seen them when that happened. We've all seen, and I'm not. This is not a ploy, a love or hate Keith train, but we know Keith is in charge of that family that you're in, and we've seen him either grant access or deny access. Do you feel like at any point in time, if you speak up and speak out about something that you feel that he has done wrong or said wrong, that he might do the same to you?
I didn't know Keith was in charge of Powerhouse.
No, not Powerhouse. Sorry, the church.
Oh, because I'm in
I keep
Powerhouse
forgetting
fan.
you, and she's a Powerhouse family, but the church is heavy in there, and you're a representation of them. You're not as high as Jackie was, but you are on a seat. So do you feel as if, and it's okay to say yes or no, but has that crossed your mind, or have you ever thought, okay, if I say this, or maybe if I do this, they might come after me, and they might, or they might try me like do you feel like that ever, or that doesn't cross your mind?
No, I think it crosses. You hear a lot of the haters, I call them. They say it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have a desire to get into it with Keith or the church ladies. Like, everybody not gonna like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm okay with that. Everybody in the church don't like me. Everybody in Powerhouse don't like me. It's life. Everybody in life you're just not gonna be their cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
Mm-hmm.
as long as I keep that in mind and not allow like little things, because those are little things. Like, if the majority, even if it was half, like even if it was one person, if that one person was Keith, if me and him
Mm-hmm.
have the friendship, then I'm okay with that.
Mm. So let's talk about now. You have gotten to a place on the app that you have been a hot commodity, that people have really, are watching you, not only because of, your content, and, people are enjoying you, but you do have the church in there, and you do have Powerhouse people in there, and, you pick and choose. Can you tell us how you formulate your content? Because it's, you have a really interactive, informative types of lives, and there's people who complain, there's people who love the lives, there's people who come in and just sit down and go to work, turn the TV on, turn the TV off, cook and clean, do whatever while you're live streaming. So how do you come up with what you're going to talk about, and what you're going to feature with people as well in your rooms? Can you give us a little bit of insight of how that works before you hit the live button? What goes through your mind, and what do you do?
Well, once any extra minute I have, like where I'm not like with the kids or anything, like where I got time to focus on my Bigo stuff, I really do the work. Like, I go into the lives. Of course people send me things, and I'm thankful and grateful for the tea sippers, but I do go tea sipping. And
Mhm.
I go out and find it. If you're gonna be a tea sipper, you got to do it. You just have to.
Yes.
So
Would you say that your content is one of a kind?
I'm gonna say one. I think this is what I think. I think it's 50-50. I think I have some one of a kind content that I would like to get back to. And I think I have somewhat allowed myself to be distracted
Mm.
and kind of pulled in
Mm.
to the tea, if
And
you
you
will.
have to, and that's a good point, Tommy, because you know you have to remember who you are. In these comments and these people and these trolls, they will get you off on tangents, and they will have things. And even some of your admin, you have to check all the people around and remember that this is your room, your content. You go how it wants to be because nobody's in control of what you do. But there are times where people can pull you away from what exactly it is that you want to do. But speaking of pulling away, you've been getting in some altercations with individuals. One of them is Tammy PA, who you used to be okay with in the Lady B and even Ashley Shep, all these people. What exactly happens with these individuals when you get in interactions? Because a lot of times people are like, they're trying to say that you're lying about this, that you're lying about that, that you went from this person to that person, that you're hopping in here and doing all this. How do these type of confrontations happen between you and these individuals? And is it a solo dolo, or are these things fueled by people trying to per se put batteries in the back? Because a lot of times when you have large followings, a lot of times bone carriers and people try to distract and take you away. So how do these types of confrontations happen?
I think all those people you just named are looking for an opportunity. They have limited content that people want to see these days, and I think I'm their easy shot. They think I am. I think they try to use my relationship with P um, as leverage, and it just really makes them look stupid. It just really shows what fuels it, and it's jealousy. They too have been in. I feel they feel like they've been overlooked, or they should have been picked, or whatever. It just doesn't have anything to do with me. One of them in particular, I don't
Mhm.
even like to say her name, because the moment I say her name, she's gonna have content. Tomikay said my name. Now I'm gonna go live and I'm gonna talk and talk and talk and say all these ridiculous things. And here we go
I hope
again.
you're not talking about Lady B. God, Lord, she talks about people for
Her
hours. All we
too.
do is look
I
at.
was actually
All we
talking
do is.
about Tomikay.
Oh, okay, okay. Because all we look at is crusty feet and a goddamn picture of a fireplace.
Yeah.
What happened between you and this lovely lady? Y'all really had no issues. What can this be resolved? Can this be fixed? Is this
Me, me and Lady B.
Tammy?
Well, I don't think so, Robert. And this is why we don't have any real issues.
Okay,
Yet there's always an issue. So I just would prefer it just stay how it is.
got it.
Um,
Understood. What about Lady B?
Absolutely not. I wouldn't have known Lady B if Tammy, I both were clout chasing. They started lining with me once I started getting a lot of views. Tammy, I wouldn't have known Lady B had Tammy not brought her to me, and then made it like me and her were friends. I'm I'm like, damn, did she try to set me up with the crazy lady? Like,
Do you believe Tommy? And can y'all run Tommy up, please? Thank y'all. I'm gonna send her a gift as well myself, of course. Um, do you believe, Tommy, that you currently just are the moment because the church is over there and they have a large impact and Keith has a large impact where he goes? Or do you believe that, like you said, do you believe that you were picked? Or do you believe that like you've always been destined to be where you are? This is where you belong, you're good at it, X, Y, and Z? Because some would say on this app, Jackie was in a certain place. She was the moment at the time. Now Tommy PA is in the moment, and they pick a wave and they go to where they go, and they support who they want to support at the moment, but they just look for that one little opportunity. Do you believe that you are where you belong, or do you believe that you are just a moment for these people?
I'm definitely where I belong. And we
Okay.
all know You could be hot today and tomorrow it's another hot person. And
Mm-hmm.
I look forward to like who's gonna be the next good person. Like anybody who knows me knows I've been roasting and cussing and jonesing, and I've been doing that for years, all my life. So I got tough skin. Um, I just want to have fun with it. It's still so new for me. I don't even consider myself like the it girl.
Oh,
The haters make me feel that way, but I'm too humble
here.
to really. I ain't got no Birkin.
Were there more than 30 people at Trina B's party?
There were probably about 30 with the DJ and bartenders and security.
The Okay, so the DJ and bar. So take away the DJ, the bartenders, and security. That means there's less than 25 if we take that away. Would that be safe to say?
Yeah, I would say about 25 guests came.
25 guests. When you were
Hmm.
out in the parking lot and the whole situation happened with 21 and Cammy and all the other Beagle broadcasters, what was going through your mind? And you had the cigarette in your hand and you were, fighting and keeping, 21 down and all that. What exactly was going on through your mind? Were you like, this is a shit show, or like this is for content, or these people are literally crazy? Because you were holding down 21, cigarette in hand, and you were like, I got her. And everyone was fighting and everyone was arguing and everyone was really doing a lot of crazy stuff. What was your thought process being with all these people that were doing stuff for social media? And did you think that 21 was on any type of other drugs besides just alcohol? Before you answer all of that, y'all get her to 7,000. Pause, Tommy. Get her to 7,000 before she answers any of that. Run her up, please. Thank you. Get her to 7,000 right up there. Thank you. Thank you, baby girl. Thank you. Yes, run it up. I want to see
Thank you.
700 right up there, please, y'all. Thank
Thank
y'all. I
you.
appreciate y'all. Run it up. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we're about to be at 6. Thank you. Right there in box 1, because I want her to answer all of that. And I think she just needs a 1K gift and she'll be at 7. Thank y'all. Okay, 659, 658, 659 1, 66, 67, 67. Let's get it to 7 right on up there. Yep, six
They're
seven, six
reporting
seven
me.
seven, 6 8, 6 9, and let's get it to 7. Thank you. Actually, let's do 7-5, and then she'll answer the question. Let's do 7-5. I appreciate y'all. Okay, Tommy,
Thank
you can
you.
start answering the question about all of that was going on. How did you
Now
feel
you
with everything going on? Go ahead. Thank you.
uh with everything, I'm old. Remind me again. Thank you, Stone.
How did you feel with everything that was going
At
on?
the
And
party.
how old are you, by the way?
45.
45. Okay. How did you feel when you came to that party with everything going on with all the content creators? Cammy, Trina, 21, Alize, all those people when the fight happened in the parking lot. What was going through your mind? Were you thinking this is crazy? Were you having a good time? Did you think it was for content? Also, did you believe that 21 was on any type of other drugs besides alcohol? Or did you believe that it was just for content and storylines, things of that nature? Go ahead.
Well, at some points in the party, I just thought maybe she was just drunk. I didn't really think like drug use until like after everything. Like the way she looked, the look in her eyes, it was something different. It was beyond drunk. It was like animalistic.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the party, the security wanted to kick her out so many times. I'm not even sure why Trina invited her or let her stay. But they wanted her to go so many times. At
Mm-hmm.
one point, she was about to end the party. She was about to throw a water on Nikki Natural, the performer. She was gonna throw it on her entourage, and they were finna wear her ass out. So once we got outside and she started fighting Cammy, at first I felt really, really bad for Cammy. I was like, this girl a damn animal, you know. But it wasn't so bad. As time go on and the more you understand things, like it wasn't so
Hmm. So you thought she was an animal. What was your feeling about all the other content creators there with Alize, Cammy, all those people? What was your interaction like seeing these people and having their phones out and recording and everything? Did you think that it was just for content? Did you think it was going to go down? Did you have a good time? Did anyone stank?
nobody stanked except for her. She was a little tingy. But hell, I just did what they did. Hell, I got my phone out too and went to recording her goddamn ass.
You did, you did, you did,
Yeah.
you did.
Yeah.
So now being here, when and I have to ask you this because you are, a strong resonance and a force in the church, and a lot of them appreciate and value you. When that was going on with Keith, when he did make the commentary about the woman being are raped and things of that nature and wearing certain clothing, similar to what Trina had said, what was your stance on, and he came back to my live and he did say, this is what I meant to say by what I was saying and blah blah blah, because I wore his ass out, because I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if it's church, Jesus, Mother Magdalene Mary, bitch. I don't give a fuck who it is on this app. You say some shit I don't like, I'm gonna wear your ass out. What was your stance or viewpoint, because you were a strong force during that time period, or you were at least making your way up as a force with the church over, and so what was your feeling towards those things?
Um, in hindsight, I think was I still mad at him during that time? I think so. Well, we
Mm.
were still mad at each other.
So this isn't when you were in the church like that. So you wore his ass
No,
out. Okay.
I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I actually didn't. Um,
Mm.
so me and P probably have like the same kind of similarities, our mothers. So my mama would have told me the same thing probably. My mother probably would have said something like, don't be up on the, I mean, my mother from Mississippi, you don't be up
Mhm.
around flouncing around in front of men. You make them, you cause attention to yourself. uh
Yeah.
you don't go do that, be by yourself with a man, because then what he gonna think? So that's what came to my mind when P said that. Some of the talks that me and my mother have had, some of the talks me and I have had with my daughter, and I think that's what he meant. And sometimes it's just the delivery. But I
Would you
think
say the
that's what
same? Well, would you then one would say, would you be able to say the same thing for Trina, who said the
um
similar, almost spitting image?
well, Trina's was different. What Trina said was he was going to teach his
No, no,
son
no,
how.
Trina. No, 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 no. I'm speaking in terms of Trina said as well. Women deserve to be raped if they wear or do certain things or lead men on.
Well, I don't think they deserve it at all. I think deserve was definitely the wrong word. And I'll go back to how I was raised. It's certain
Mhm,
things that you don't do that could call, this is how I was taught. It doesn't make it right, okay?
mhm.
But you raised to protect yourself. The life you save may be your own. So there are steps you should be taking to hopefully minimize. I mean, we know women can be sexually assaulted with a jogging suit on. They out jogging, you know.
Mhm.
So no, but what I think they both meant was putting themselves in those type of situations as women or men, because Trina even shared a story where he was alone with a woman and he got raped.
Mm. Well, and I appreciate you for saying I think that's what they both meant. And see, what I appreciate about you during this interview is you're not picking sides here, but when we're talking about one side, you're talking about that side and the other side, but you can say, I think that's what they both meant. And you're not saying, because I sit with Keith now, I'm going to say, well,
No,
Trina, Trina. You said
no,
that's what they both meant, because
no.
you're saying, one has a low IQ and the other one has a higher IQ, obviously. The two deliveries are different, but you're saying that's what you think they both men were trying to say, even though I crucified both of their asses. I appreciate you for saying that. Do you
But they were
think?
both wrong for saying they shouldn't have said a woman deserve it. But I don't think
That,
that's what they meant. It just was a
mhm.
choice of words.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Is there anybody on the app that you just can't stand? Is there anybody that you're just like, I don't like this bitch? Mm,
Mm, I think it would be Roach because she
why?
called DCFS on me and she
Mm.
tried to really, really fuck in my business. And she just don't know me right well. Like she really did.
What would you do? What? Well, first of all, what was the reasoning for calling DCF, and what was that experience like when they came to your house? And then also, what would you do if La Crackhead was in front of you right now? What would you say to her or do?
It wouldn't be no words. I could just tell you that. I would be slinging her all over this motherfucker. I mop the floor with this bitch in here right now. If she was standing wherever I could see her in church, I'm mopping the floor.
Hmm. So DCF came to your house
Yeah. First time ever.
over what? Was this an argument going on? Was this a And this was the first time that you ever, I will say, and it sucks, kind of got the Beagle experience, which is nasty people, but you got a crackhead calling DCF on you. Isn't that something? Only on Beagle. A bitch on perks and pills calling DCF. Isn't that crazy? So this is the
Yeah.
first time that you ever kind of got the Beagle experience like that. What was that like?
It was weird. It was very weird. It's all a little different. But that was very weird. And just because I do know she's a shitty mother. Um, she
Mhm.
been fucked up. Like, for her to like I said, try to fuck in my business when I'm a great mother. I take my motherhood very seriously. Um, and my kids are great. I don't give a fuck what she say. I don't care about my daughter having a background. My kids are great. So for a bitch to think they could play with that, that really puts something in me for her. I ain't gonna lie.
Was this just because of you guys having an argument, or was there something that happened
Yeah,
that
we've been kind of backing and forth and for a while now. So once things started going good for me, it was straight sheer jealousy. That's straight up point blank period. She even said that oh, and I got video footage as well. She even
Mhm.
said that since I wanted to be a big broadcaster, this is what happens. I just hate she showed me that she did it. I just hate that because I'll never forget it. I'll just say that. It'll never live down.
What conversation did you have? What conversation did you have um, with DCF when they came over?
They could come in. They came in and saw that everything was fine here. My kids look great. They're clean. Um, my son is on the honor roll. I have a very smart, handsome son. My grandson as
Something a lot of
well.
people can't do, but go ahead, work.
Yeah. So they could see everything. They could see they were well kept. We have plenty of food. We ain't got the spotless spick and span house, but then we know DCFS know you just cleaned up, bitch. So DCFS, I didn't have to clean up or do anything. They was able to come in, see everything was great. Um, and nothing. They threw it out. But I'm gonna disclose this, and I've never ever said this, and I think this is a great place to disclose it. So DCFS has been called to my house twice. The first time was undocumented. So I have that lady's picture that came here. And what I do believe is that Brandon and Ebony sent someone here that first time who is not with DCFS. Robert, when I tell you that lady was in my living room so nervous, she was sweating, she was so I've never, the other one, why would the DCFS worker be nervous and sweating? I
Did she have a
mean,
badge?
she did. She did. And even when I asked her to see her badge, that's really what caught me on to her, which made me feel like, because she started sweating. She was so nervous and she was like, oh, like she was almost hyperventilating in my living room that first time. And Carrie don't pay attention like I pay attention. So I'm like, do you need to sit down? I'm like, hell, if anybody should be nervous, it should be us. I had to let the lady sit down and everything. When I tell you, that's what put me on point with her. And I took her picture and I asked to see her badge. And she was trying to hide her name. What DCFS worker gonna show you they shit
Yeah.
like
Oh,
this? No.
do you
Yeah.
you still have that information?
Oh, hell yeah, baby. They are being investigated because we didn't find out until the second time. When the second DCFS worker came, that is when we found out. She said, I don't have a case in here for you.
Oh, oh,
Yeah,
girl.
yeah.
Girl, you mean to tell me they sent somebody in your motherfucking house? That's how, do you think that this is connected to how people have photos of the inside of your house?
Absolutely not. Because we never left the room with the lady. So
Okay.
she did not pull out a phone. She did not pull out anything, any type of anything. And so let's speak on those photos. I'm so glad you brought that up, Robert, because Trina just showed a photo that he claims is bath, my tub, right? I mean, my toilet. Now, how
Is this
Trina
where we
would,
are? Is this where we are on Bigo? Showing photos of someone else's toilet? I'm sorry, I need some crack. Go ahead, baby.
but I truly think, well, we got proof that this is actually Lowe's toilet. And so he took a picture of Lowe's toilet. I guess he couldn't hold it until Mad Day for Lowe. So he tried to say it was my toilet, but I'm wondering how would Trina B ever have been in my bathroom to get this view of this toilet? Because I damn sure don't go in the bathroom and take a picture of my
What
toilet.
is that around the ring? Or what is that on the toilet? What is that? What is that?
It's like shit. It's a dirty toilet. But those gray hardwood floors are not mine. Those are, well, Lowe does have gray hardwood floors.
Would you be able to, if you're willing to, show us, if you want, your floor?
No, because this is now the second photo that is supposed to be of my bathroom. Two totally different floors. So I like to see how far it could go. I just
Okay.
want to see just how far these idiots are willing to go.
Okay. Okay. We're gonna have the troll page Tomikay floor, Madame Low toilet.
Mm-hmm.
So, so Teresa the other day was looking, a few days ago, was looking at pictures of your apartment complex and all of those things of that nature. How do you feel
Mm-hmm.
about the doxing culture and the cop calling and CPS calling culture? Not only how do you feel about that, but a lot of people have accused you of being someone who called in on a recording, even though there's no documentation and evidence that leads back to you. A lot of people have thrown you in there and paired it because they're saying that that's your voice on the recording. So how do you feel about the doxing culture, the CPS culture, the cop calling culture, and have you ever engaged in any of those activities?
I've never called DCFS on people. I don't sit online and call the police on people and things like that. I have attempted to play their game by calling like the funeral home, calling to schedule them a therapy appointment.
Yeah.
I've even called the podiatrist for Jackie, big wide toes. Them toes she be having her band-aids and stuff around.
Yeah.
Um, but um, so this is what I think about the doxing. The people who do all the doxing, once they're done thinking, see, that's just such the old Bigo culture. I just feel like I'm a part of the new era. And so people that sit and do that, they don't have any content. And I would feel like shit to like dox somebody, to find out they had a background, and to find out they still doing better than me. Like I would feel like shit.
Oh, where's
You know
my
what I'm
bell?
saying?
That's a word. I'm sorry. Ooh, that was a word. Ooh.
I just would feel really stupid, like it was for nothing. Like, damn, I'm still at square one, the bitch. I just wouldn't want to see that.
Do you think that you could ever or would ever stoop that low to call the authorities, CPS or whatever, or play those games back with people? Or is that just not you wouldn't touch that? That's just you would just beat a bitch up.
I mean, who knows? And this is why they play them kind of games, because they know you can't get to them, you know?
Mhm.
So, man, sometimes when you're in Rome, do as the Romans do.
Mm, mm. Do you who do you, if not you, think might have set up and made that phone call to get Trina to be swatted? Do you have any implications if you could name three people who you would think in your mind might have either set it up or might have made a phone call? Who would you think?
Could have been. It could have been Eb. They always say she she sound like me, since they trying to say it's me.
Hmm.
Um, it could have been anybody disguising their voice. I
Yeah,
don't
because we
know.
have the reality of it is, even though a lot of people try to place it, we have no concrete evidence of who it was still till this day. Even though people are doing voices and things of that nature, X, Y, and Z. How did you feel as someone who sat by this man, came to his party, did all that, blah, blah, blah? I know that you were at odds and you were not cool with him and you were damn near against him at that time when Trina B did get swatted by the authorities and have a gun to his head and all of this. How did you feel watching that footage and when you saw it being played back for the first time? What was going through your mind?
Nothing. I laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed. It was hilarious. Uh, it was epic. I mean, the way Trina was hollering and screaming at the top of his lungs, it was euphoric.
It's like a slice of chocolate cake to you, huh?
Ooh, a Hershey pie from Burger King, even.
Oh, that sounds
You
good.
ever had that Hershey pie at a Burger King?
Oh, yes, I had that one. I have had that one.
Baby, that's a
Did you
slice of
ever?
heaven there.
It sure is. Did you ever think, being a woman who was doing trucking, having children, having, a husband, a boyfriend and things of that nature, that you would end up where you are on social media as an influencer with an audience? Was this ever in the stars for you? Because trucking and teaching special needs and all that is such a large separation from being in the mess, having CPS called, cursing bitches out, wearing bitches out, getting boxes, making money, sitting in front of your camera phone, having to prove this and that. And did you ever think that you would be here?
No, everybody is shocked. But let me tell you, so 2020 was my year to try some shit that I have never tried before. So I started my company. I started this, and then Forex. I gave up on the Forex shit. But I kept with this and my company. And I can't believe it. Like I cannot believe it. I can't. I'm in shock.
Do you think there's
'Cause
anyone? Do you think there's anyone on the app that's overrated?
I think the people who were overrated are where they should be now.
Hey Keith, the people who are overrated are basically where they should be.
Hmm.
How about underrated?
I think the underrated with the people who were overrated now being, you know, not viewed as much. I think that gives the underrated a chance to be seen.
How do you feel now that we've gotten your background? How do you feel about some of these storylines that have turned violent on this app, almost to the point of, and I know we just talked about Euphoric with Trina having a gun to his head and you seeing all those things of that nature. How do you feel about the violence that's currently going on in the app with the trans woman and some of the people pulling up and fighting and the gun waving and things of that nature? Being a broadcaster that's in your own mess, seeing other people be physical, what does that do to you and runs through your mind when you see Ari and Lo and Savannah and this person fighting and arguing and these people threatening people and guns waving? And what goes through your mind as a broadcaster, as a mother as well, and a strong Black figure? What goes through your mind when you see these types of things? Are they deserved? Are they overrated? Are they storylines? What's running through your mind when you see all of the mess going on this app? And you do pull up too yourself. You do pull up
Yeah.
too. We know that. We already kind of just dissected when you pulled up with Pumpkin. But what goes through your mind when you see kind of the violence going on here?
I'm kind of used to violence, so I don't get really excited. I just think some of the stuff is storylines, and I have seen some stuff like go really too far. So,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to feel about it.
Well, being in Chicago, I mean, you said you've seen some of this stuff, so you ready to juke and jive.
Oh yeah, it don't bother me, babe.
If Pumpkin would have swung on you when you pulled up, would you have given her to work?
Hell yeah! If she didn't have that mace, I'd have worked the shit out Pumpkin.
She had mace?
But yes, she kept popping it in that diaper. You see, who come to fight in a dress? She had
Wow.
on a dress so she could have easy access to that diaper. That bitch was popping that mace in and out that diaper.
So you saw the mace.
Hmm.
If Keith wasn't here and the church wasn't around, where do you think you would be? Do you think you would be as successful as you are right now without that condensed family in there and supporters? Do you think that you would be, if when you left Trina and you had that gray area before you tiptoed over to the church, was there any other avenues that you think you might have been taking?
Um, well, the day I decided to go ahead and show me and Carrie, um, me and P hadn't quite made up yet.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so there were like 7,000 people in my live that day. And it was some
Mm-hmm.
of the church, it was people from everywhere. And so
And
I'm
you always
grateful.
have people in your life. I'm just speaking on the church because they're a condensed part. But let's be clear, she's got support from all sides. Go ahead, love.
Yeah. Oh, I'm grateful for the church. I love them. I love them. I love P. I love anybody that love me. Everybody who
Mm-hmm.
love me, I love them. I don't feel no type of way or feel like they like to put out there like they run my life and they do this and they don't. They don't. They really truly don't. Um
Mm-hmm.
the way my live is set up. So let's just say people in my queue, I let people who gift, they get up first. So if you're not my gifters, then you know that's just the order. So it's people from the church that give. It's people from everywhere. But the audience I think I was able to capture was just like the audience of the ladies who, like I said with Carrie, hell, I'm tired of eating. You done been to every restaurant. I don't want to eat no more. I want to fuck.
Okay. Has Carrie ever cheated on you?
Probably. Yes. Yeah, he has. Not probably. He has. We've been together a long time. We have not lived together for as long as we've been together. So yeah. Yeah.
Well, you're okay. You're engaged. So why stay around?
Why stay around? Now, Robert. Do
Yes.
so. Okay. Well,
Well, I'm trying to understand what your logic is in the relationship because you said he's cheated multiple times, not just once. So, and
we've
have
had
you
our
cheated as
issues.
well?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you've cheated as well.
Mhm.
How long have you two been together?
Almost 10 years. Maybe about 8, 9 years, something like that.
Okay. Has there been any roads? I mean, rocky roads in the relationship where you might have almost broke up, have broken? Because you're engaged now, and congratulations
Mhm.
once again.
Thank
But
you.
yes, and we'll talk about that in a second. But has there been any rocky roads? Because if you have both cheated on each other, what is your logic or reasoning for, after figuring it out or finding out that he has cheated, to say, well, I'm gonna stick around, I'm gonna stick beside him?
Carrie's a good man, a exceptional man, and when you really think about the exceptional, like the really, really good guys that you know. And think about some of our grandfathers and things like that. And, it might be a little outside baby, and that baby over there, usually those men that are kind of like forgiving or, let's move past it. Those are really exceptional men. They are. I just don't think I would do that with just anybody. But why would I throw him to the garbage? It's a bitch out there right now waiting by the garbage dump, hoping I throw Carrie away.
Okay. How old is Karen?
He's 45 as well.
45 as well. Are you gonna have any more children?
No, honey, my tubes is tied. And I told Carrie the other day he's not rich enough for me to untie him.
Not rich enough. So,
I need surgery after that. Hell.
what advice would you give to these new and upcoming Tomikay inspired people? What advice, if you could look back at a young Tomikay when you first came onto the app, would you give to them before they take the road that is long term to where Tomikay is now? What advice would you give them?
Do not give up, because had I gave up, it wouldn't have happened, and I was gonna give up. I had quit hosting for like a year. It's okay to
Really?
take a break. Yeah, I didn't host for a whole year.
And why is that?
It just wasn't working for me. I had to decide to be myself and be yourself. I had to literally decide to be myself. Uh and what I mean by not being myself is I'm more than just dispatch. Like I got juicy shit going on. You know what I'm saying? So at first my content was like dispatch and I did. I used to be a troll. Let me swipe the comments.
I did not tell you. Go
I used to be a
ahead.
troll. And I still am a troll, but I trolls on my page. I ain't got no foo
Okay.
foo. But be yourself and decide that it's okay. Like come as you are. Trying to so I used to miss like my hours because I don't feel like putting my wig on and shit like that. Don't let that hold you back. Put your
Mhm.
bonnet on, wash your face, brush your teeth, and get your ass in this live. Go live.
What? So let's talk about the marriage. You
Mhm.
had these people in an uproar because people were saying you said you was engaged 2 years ago. You said you was engaged last month. You said you was engaged 4 years ago. You finally went and showed your ring on live with Carrie, and that sparked some type of whatever. People were saying that the ring came from not Zales, but it came from the damn dollar bin. They said you would have thought you put a quarter in the machine and turned the metal thing, and it came down in the tube. How much was the ring? Do we know? And
I
where
don't
it
know.
came from? Okay.
It
And
came from Zales. I
Zales.
do not know how much he paid for it. Um, but I did ask him how many carats it was.
Okay. And
And
how
it's
many?
two.
2 carats. Why
Mhm.
now?
Why now what?
Why now a ring after 10 years of marriage? I mean, of relationship.
It's time. I've never been like in a rush to get married. I'm not one of them kind of women, but as we continue to be together, it makes sense. We spent a lot of years, and so it's a business part of things, and I just think it's just time to take care of the business.
So, in terms of infidelity, because there's been cheating before, when you guys now do get married and put your prenuptials and vows, is there going to be a conversation about the no more going out and doing all this or doing all of that? Or is it a little bit more of a lockdown, a little bit more of a commitment? Or is there still that free time where mistakes are allowed?
Oh yeah, all of that stuff. We done that. We've been there,
Okay.
done that. Um, we've been living together maybe 5 years of our relationship. So that was very very early on. Um,
Mm-hmm.
we don't have them problems no more. And let me tell
Mm.
you what fixed it. So let me tell you how I caught him cheating, honey. His phone was ringing probably about, I don't know. You know he don't stay out too late. He came in drunk and he
Sorry,
was
give me just a
singing.
second. Give me just a second. Miss P, I want to say, because I know something was going on with your son, you're in our prayers and our thoughts. Put church hands for Miss P down there. I know that something was going on. So we are keep
Yeah.
sending your child energy, love. And you're in your thoughts, our love, and we hope everything is okay. But go ahead. Sorry about that. Yeah, so you saw the phone ringing.
I saw the phone ring. It was probably about 11 o'clock at night, and he was already asleep. And it said, "What's the men's cologne?" Oh, it smelled good too.
Oh, there's so many.
Oh God. Anyway, it was
Tom
John
Ford,
something, John Paul or something
John
like
Paul
that.
Gaultier, or something, JP
Yeah,
Gaultier, or
something
something.
like that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So I'm like, who in the hell could John Paul be? Or something. It was something, yeah. So I answered it. And I'm like, hello. And it was this lady. And she was just telling me, like, well, now at this point, me and him had been together like maybe like 4 years. But we had just moved in together. Okay.
He had a
So
lady named JP, like a cologne, in his phone.
it was a fake name. Her name is like, what was the lady name? Cantina or some shit like that, or Cantina or something. Cantina. But he had put a name in there like it was a guy or something. Like it was a homeboy.
Mm-hmm.
You know how niggas play games.
Mm-hmm. So what
Him
did
ain't
she
got
say
all
to
the
you when you
time.
picked up? What did she say to you when you picked up?
She was telling me they had been together for like 9 years, and I'm like 9 years. Well, hell, how I get in the mix? Shit, if y'all been together for 9 years, where I come in at? And she was just telling me all this stuff that she asked if she could come over here. And I'm like, well, long as you know I don't fight over guys, you come on now. And so she came, and child, soon as she walked in the door, guess what she did?
Wow.
Slapped the dog shit out of Carrie. Slapped the fuck out of Carrie right here at this front door. And honey, I just sat here on the couch. I didn't say a mumbling word. I sat right here because I wanted to see what was going to happen. And so turned out we both jumped on his ass that night. We tore his ass up in here. Wore his ass out. And
And what
that's how
happened?
you do it. Oh, we
He's
ain't
not
having
with
no
any of
problem.
these. He's not with any of these women anymore, right?
Hell, it might be. I ain't his watchdog. But that night, we wore his ass out. I ain't no watchdog now. I can't watch his every move. But
That's
me and her
true.
jumped on his ass that night.
That's true. But one would think, are you then saying that in a monogamous relationship now, and are you going to have those standards or boundaries to where it's like, I ain't your watchdog, but you shouldn't, like, bitch, it's me and you now, like, we not,
Oh
or
yeah,
you
he
just,
know it. Oh yeah, and he know I wear that ass out. I ain't got no beef with the women because that's on him.
yeah.
Mhm.
What made you stay with him after these instances?
We've forgiven each other for shit. Sometimes it's just how it go. I mean,
Yeah.
just really think about it. I mean, it could be a lot worse. He could
Mm-hmm.
be like a piece of shit, like have a real bad criminal record and not work and can't get a job and don't own shit, credit score bad. He's the opposite of everything I just said.
That's, oh well. Hey, if it ain't broken, don't try to fix it. Well, with that being said, Tommy, thank you. We appreciate you. We love you. You did great. What I will do is I'll switch back over to a solo. And I think you should even go live so that people can possibly ask
Yeah.
questions, things of that nature.
Okay.
And I appreciate you so much. You did excellent. I'm glad to be the first one who's
You.
ever interviewed you. We got
Yes,
some
my
really
very
good
first.
fucking tea. It was impromptu. It was quick. So I appreciate you, and it's a great way to come into the new year, honey. Welcome to Beagle Live. You got your first interview. You got it from one of the best, child. So
Yes.
thank you so much. You did fabulous, and we will
Thank
talk
you.
more soon. Thank you,
All
baby.
right. Peace out. Love you.
Now, who gagged? Because according to my documentation, it looked like I was #1 on that motherfucking heat list. Who gagged? Because according to my documentation and my views, my documentation and my views. Hey, Miss P, what happened? Who gagged? Who gagged? Who was #1 on that heat list? Who had 2 times the views? Who gagged? Not me, child. Who gagged? Who got more views, numbers, and boxes? Nice try, my love. Honey, we always will have the upper hand. Always. Always will have the upper hand. Don't ever play in my face. And the reality of it is, Trina B, you're going to look like a fool. Because you sat up there and you interviewed with a dumb bitch. And you're not going to motherfucking be able to motherfucking articulate and sit up there and get to the real juicy shit, bitch. Tomikay, thank you for opening up and letting us do an interview with you. And motherfucker, you got to be quicker than that, baby. You got to be quicker than that, boo. There's always a backup to a backup to a backup. Who gagged? Not I. Tomikay did fabulous, and I'm glad that she was the first one. I was the first one to be able to interview her. So I'll let you guys come up. You know, this room is unbiased. You guys can say what you want. You could have loved it. You could have hated it at the same damn time, okay? And I'll let y'all... Oh, honey, I'll always eat, honey. Big meal over here, okay? Bitch, I'll give you a buffet. Now, who else want it? Because one thing's for certain and two things for sure, honey. When I schedule a motherfucking interview or I schedule a motherfucking event, it's going to happen. With or without you. Who he did it with? Child, who cares? Wasn't me. Looking stupid. Up there stuttering. Thank y'all. Can we get 400 beans really quick and I'm going to let y'all up in the queue. Because I know y'all want to come up. I saw your new pic. I was hollering. What ended abruptly? Thank you. It was a flop. Ooh. Ain't got nothing to do with me, honey. No, it's okay if you're on the red list. Stuttering and lying. Oh, honey, I always handle the business. And the reality of it is, here's the gag. A lot of people actually went and left Trina B's shit to come over here and was like, ooh, this is good. A lot of you, they was texting me, they're like, ooh, girl, this is good. They done left the goddamn interview he was doing to motherfucking come over here to be like, ooh, this, oh, wait, Tommy's spilling it? Oh, wait, she's telling the truth. Wait, I'm one of them. Ooh, okay. Thank y'all. Run it up. Glad I missed it. Ooh. Well, this one was really good. And you know what? The great thing about this with Tommy is there's a lot of people, there were people in the live and we handled and she opened up about a lot of stuff. And, you know, I'm going to let y'all come up, but I understand her reasoning as to why. And one thing about me is, and I appreciate Tommy for taking accountability for her actions under Trina B and for taking accountability and holding Keith accountable for his verbiage just as well as holding Trina be accountable for his verbiage. And I think that's what's going to make her successful, because she was able to hold both people and herself accountable. And a lot of people on this app can't do that and be transparent like that. And the reality of it is, a lot of y'all, the people get up here and they do stuff for smoke and mirrors. If you're able to just keep it a stack and say, you know what, I did do some fuck shit. I was doing that. I was okay with this when this was going on. And that is growth. No, that's growth. I can't recall really anybody on this app who was able to sit and say, you know what, I was okay with what they were doing until they did it to me. I can't recall anybody. I'm gonna let y'all up. But and then she was able to tell the truth about a lot of stuff, and I appreciate that. Let me let y'all up. Oh, let me let my girl up for Miss P first, and then I'm gonna let y'all up for commentary. Hi, my love. We're sending prayers and energy towards you, my love. Okay.
Yeah, he's a lot better. I keep typing and I'm tired of typing. So he's out of ICU and he's off of oxygen, but he won't be out of the hospital until he can, one, go a day without over 20 cc's of drainage and off of the IV antibiotics. So I appreciate everybody. I appreciate the prayers. I was a hot flaming mess. I'm limping through the airport trying to hurry up and get here because that's my baby. That's my baby. That is my baby.
I'm
So
so glad.
thank
One
you
step at
all.
a time. One step at a time.
Yeah, he was so excited when he saw me. He's the idiot, like starting going into respiratory distress. I'm like, if you don't calm yourself down, stupid,
Okay.
you about
You
to
know,
have a heart
mama will
attack.
do that to you. Mama will get you out, forget you in the damn hospital, child.
Right, right. So thank you all. Anyway, I'm gonna get off and I'm gonna get back to my baby, but thank you all.
Thank you. Uh, And okay. Hello?
Thank you, Robert, you green lip whore, for letting her troll up. Miss P, prayers to your baby. We praying for him that all is well. Second word of order, Robert, you all did a great job. Second word of order, over there wasn't nothing but a hate train. That's why they couldn't pull it off.
Well,
Mega church, man.
thank you.
How you doing, baby daddy? I want to say you did a great job on the interview, but I'm gonna need you to please stop shopping at the every May section for your wig. That wig is horrible.
Ooh. Now, listen, what you can tell me I did a great job or a horrible job. That's fine. What did y'all think? What did y'all think about the commentary? What did you think about what Tomikay was saying? What did you think about, did you feel like she was telling the truth about everything? Do you think that she held back with some things? Do you think that she was open and transparent about everything? What was your thought process? Because, baby, when I interview, bitch, I'm like Diane Sawyer. I'm going to ask you the questions. And I ask a lot of questions. People be like,
Thank
God
you.
damn, you getting straight to it. So, go
Yes,
ahead, baby.
thank you for one of the best interviews so far this year, 2023. We got to know Tommy K a little bit better. That fucking wig is hideous. I cannot concentrate. The eyes are really annoying. The mouth looks very dry, and I'm over it.
She just complimented me and then, all right, work.
Hi, Robert. Your hair looks nice tonight.
Okay, y'all some. Oh, we got Monica and Linda. Hey, ladies.
Okay, so it's connected. Okay, so I don't know how to work. I don't know how to work bingo. Forgive me. I'm just not creating this. I'm just not creating this app. But I did hear your interview, and I love the way that you articulated your words, and I love the way that you speak, despite your obvious comedy or whatever. You know what I mean? I do like the way, like, I'm heavy spiritually, so I like the way that you was able to, like, talk her through her problems and able to pray with her or whatever. But that's what this is. So I clicked the app just to try to see, like, if I could join to, like, actually see if I was, like, I'm
And you are,
teaching
you
myself
are.
as I'm
Listen,
learning.
what you can do is you can click me up there, my name, and then you can inbox me, and I'll make you a host, and we can get you to make some money. Okay, love?
Okay, Thank you so much. I think
Hey yo, what's up? This TV Killer. I hope you enjoy the content that you just watched. I need you to do me a small favor. Hit the description box, click on the beacon link, follow me on all social media platforms, including Rumble, where I put all the exclusive content that I can't put on YouTube. You know, all of the cussing and the fussing. Yeah, TV Killer forever.